Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to what is going to be the first part of the season 4 break time short reactions from me. I am going to break them up a lot more than I have done in the past. I was informed by you guys that these break time shorts are kind of better suited to check out immediately after an episode, but as I explained in the episode 1 reaction, I have been quite busy lately. I've had a lot of stuff going on in the background, personal life stuff, as well as working, so I haven't had as much time, which is also why episode reactions, etc., have been going live quite sparsely. Is that a word? They haven't been going up as often as I would like. I haven't been able to record as often as I would like. That's the simple reason for that, and I do apologize for that. If it was up to me, we'd be finished with the first part of season 4 and checking out. Today is the 12th of August, which I believe is the day ReZero season 4 returns. I would have loved to be there with this return, but I don't think that's, well, I know it's not going to be the case. I've only seen 4 episodes so far, but I am talking way too much. You guys just want to see my reactions, of course, to these break time shorts. I am very excited to get into that. So yeah, I might start doing these every episode. So I'll record an episode reaction, record the break time short as well. I'll release the break time short videos separate from the episode reactions, because the episode reactions go on long enough that I don't need to stretch them even further. So yeah, look forward to that going forward. That is going to begin with episode 5 reaction, followed by the episode 5 break time short reaction. Probably not the same day release, but shortly after. Let's see what we get here in these first 4 break time shorts for ReZero season 4. Let's go. So just for context and for full clarity and disclosure, I am going to be checking out, I don't know the correct pronunciation, but Azure, their break time short English translated uploads for these shorts, because I couldn't find any other source. Typically YouTube is my last go-to for stuff like this. I've been using FLE's translations for just about everything for a long time with ReZero, and I was able to use their translations for break time shorts, episode reactions, everything like that, but they don't have their break time shorts available that I could find anyway. I am instead checking out this translation. I hope that the translations are okay. You guys can let me know in the comments if there's anything you guys would like to point out that maybe isn't a direct translation or something like that. But considering the views that these videos have, I would think that they're pretty good, and I'm sure that this person put in a lot of work and a lot of effort to get this out there, so I really appreciate that they have made this available. Go support these uploads officially, check out these videos on their channel and give them thanks for uploading these, because it's always something that takes a lot of effort, and I really appreciate the work that they did to get this out there so that someone like me can check this out, of course. And yeah, we're just going to check these out. Let's see what we get in this first break time short. Here we go. ReZero break time. Immediately at party struggles. Isn't it normally camp struggles? Roswell, it's been a while. Open the door quietly, it's too late for that. What are we leaving her in charge with? No major problems. Still sleeping. Ram, she's so serious. But are you uncomfortable, Roswell? Normally she's sitting on your lap, no? It's because you've been away for a while. Overwhelmed? When is Roswell ever overwhelmed? That's right. That's right. Could you get out of my face? Roswell's like, no, my ploy. That's funny.
ではラム、お茶でも入れてもらおうかな。
かしこまりました。
これも。
This as well?
とって諸悪の根源。
Yeah.
これですから。
Wow, seeing this scene redone in a chibi-fied form is so cool. I want to see more stuff like this. Like just scenes we've seen, just chibi-fied.
未来が変わった影響というやつか、スバル君。
I said that a bit too fast. Roswell's over here still going through it, you know, with the loss of his gospel, the thing that he held dear, that he was following to a T from his beloved Echidna. He has lost it now and he doesn't know what's coming. And yeah, like they talked about in the past, like Subaru was going to change the future. Subaru was going to squash the future that Roswell was trying to bring about. And now that it's happened, Roswell doesn't know what's to come. He's kind of just lost and stumped. And this is one of the first real times we see him actually being contemplative by himself. You know, like he hasn't had this many quiet scenes to himself where he's just thinking to himself, like, you know, what comes next. You know, it's just kind of like subtext of like, we know that that's what he's thinking and that's how he's feeling, but we haven't had as much as I would have hoped of, like the inner monologue, the inner dialogue that Roswell has. Now that we are beyond that point, granted this was all the way back in season 2, because season 3 we didn't see Roswell much at all. I think we saw him maybe just at the very beginning of season 3. And same again here with season 4. It seems that we might have just seen him in episode 1 with the actually no, episode 2 we see him as well before they leave, and then also with this Breaktime short. So we're not going to see much of Roswell maybe until, I don't know, season 5, if we even see Roswell then as well. I don't know what's next for him. His arc might be mostly done, but at the same time he's such an important figure when it comes to like Echidna and the past and who he is. He's so powerful in all of this. I can't see him not having a big role, like a serious role in the future. We still need to see him fight Puck. That's still something I want to see, even though they're both on our side now. I hope. I'm getting besides the point. This was a cute little Breaktime short for the most part, of seeing Ram being assertive, you know, when it comes to Roswell. She knows what she wants and she's here to get it. And with Roswell having been away for a while, that's what I'm gathering from this. She doesn't want to leave his side, and so when she goes to make tea, she's even back within like 20 seconds. So yeah, it's cute from that perspective, but at the same time, the Ram and Roswell relationship still creeps me out, still freaks me out a little. It's somewhat Stockholm syndrome for me, and I'm not a big fan of how that came to be, but you know, at the same time, so long as Ram's happy, I'm happy, and I'm not going to sit here and lecture or anything like that, but I'd still want to point out that it still does creep me out a little, especially with Roswell being how he is. Also, another note, this was Breaktime. It said attached to episode 67, which, you know, in today's day and age is now a new funny number. So, whoa. We are, I think, going to check out the next one now, though. This was a good start to these Breaktime shorts. Another Amelia Camp struggle. I think I did say at one point during one of the episodes, I can't remember, maybe it was episode 2, when we saw Petra and Frederica, I said that I'm sure we would see them plenty in the Breaktime shorts if it's anything like previous seasons. So we'll see what we get next in these upcoming Breaktime shorts, but let's check out the second one now. Here we go. So for the second one, I can see we already are beginning with Petra and Meili. So that's cool. We're hopefully going to get some dialogue from Meili about Mother and what's going on there. So let's see what we get. Here we go.
それで
So, Petra-chan,
いろんな人の口を聞かせてどうしたいわけ？
all these people?
ただ聞いてほしいだけだもん。だってずっと一人は退屈でしょ？
Yep.
話し相手になってあげなくちゃ。ペトラちゃんって大物だと思うわ。
Petra's cute, but Meili's a lot more grown than you think.
エミリア人へ奮闘。
Melia camp struggles.
いつの間にか護衛もつけないで来るようになっ
Without
て
a
る
guard,
ね。
she feels safe.
このお屋敷って好きだらけで心配な人たちばっかりよねって。
There are guards in
私も
the mansion? We haven't seen a single one.
私のせいで死にかけて、なのによく会いに来てくれるのはなんでなの？
I mean, she's not wrong, but at the same time...
メイリーちゃんが何か企んでても
Aww.
やめてくれるかなって。
She called you a friend once before, Meili.
私のこと好きになっていいからね。 ペトラちゃんは優しい。
She's very kind.
そう、私は優しいの。それなのにお屋敷のご主人様のことは許せないのよね。旦那様。
ね
全然反省の色が見え
He
ない。
shows no remorse, yeah.
でも
That's just Roswell's character.
お出かけがあるんでしょ？
We have an outing with him.
水門都市、お兄さんと行けなくて残念ね。もうメイリーちゃんの意地悪。当たり前じゃない。私殺し屋。
So is this before season
そう
3?
いうところ、メイリーちゃんも旦那様みたい。はい、お願い。何これ？
A handkerchief.
ハンカチ？そう、これを私の右手に。
Oh, like you did with Subaru.
うまくできるように。
That's cute.
ほんと、ペトラちゃんって大物だ
She
ね。
sure is.
じゃあ、せいぜい気をつけてね。頑張ってくるね。あ、そうだ。実は今回留守番がラム姉様で。桃色のお姉さん？
The very one.
何も出ないってことはないと思うけど。けど？不可思議も
It might just be steamed potatoes.
そればっかりはさすがに言えないよ。
That's her specialty, and she's so proud with it. So this was a nice little break time short. We had Meili, of course, conversing with Petra here, and they are talking about Petra having to go on a trip with Roswell. I don't know what that's about, but it's interesting that this one followed up the previous one where it seemed as though Roswell returned. So I would have assumed this would be a follow-up to that, or this would have, the previous one would have been a follow-up to this, with them returning, but I don't know what this is, what Roswell's doing. I'm sure he's going to all the important lords and all of this to, win over the case with Emilia, try to get their attention and have them back Emilia's camp when it comes to her position as a candidate. I'm sure that that's pretty much everything that Roswell's doing, considering his place in this world. The main sponsor, what was his name? Like, what did they call him? I mean, he's a Margrave, but like I feel like there was another title that he was given. I can't remember. So he's a very important figure. He's a very powerful figure, and so his name and his voice will do a lot when it comes to winning people over, and that's his main priority as the main sponsor for Emilia's camp, Emilia as a candidate. And so I'm sure that that's what this trip with Petra will be about. I don't know if Petra's going to act as a maid for Roswell as he's gone, as he's out there, or if it's kind of similar to how the season 3 Breaktime shorts ended, I believe, with Petra making a speech as to why they should trust Emilia's camp, Subaru, all of this, and he was moved by her words and he wants her to act as an advocate like that again. Advocate is maybe the better word that I was trying to think of earlier for Roswell. So I don't know which capacity he is bringing Petra for, but this does seem to allude to the fact that this takes place before season 3, because Meili does say, too bad you can't go to the Watergate city with Onisama, I would assume being here Subaru, because the way she's saying too bad you can't go, implying that they haven't left yet. So this is prior to season three's journey venture. So that's really, really interesting that we're getting something about that this late, considering we have seen Breaktime shorts with Petra, Frederica, and all of that from after this point, I would think. I don't really know. The timeline for these Breaktime shorts, these last two Breaktime shorts, are really, really throwing me off. I don't really know where they fall into the timeline. If anyone has a better idea, please let me know down below. It would help to kind of wrap my mind around it a bit easier and understand maybe some of the subtext, context, everything that this is trying to convey to me. But yeah, this was a nice one to get with Melee. I think it's really interesting that as early as potentially before season three's content, we see that Petra is visiting Melee without a guard. Like, it's just happening. Like, she's visiting without a guard. Like, she doesn't feel unsafe. She feels fine. She feels comfortable enough to do this. And, you know, you also have to remember, like, that moment in, was it episode 1, episode 2 of season 3? I think it was episode 1 or season 4, when Subaru was visiting Melee. I can't remember the exact conversation, but Subaru was basically like, you know, we're not holding you here. You can leave whenever you want. So Melee could literally leave whenever she wants, but she doesn't. So I think it's really, really interesting, just the character of Melee. I think that there's a lot going on there that we don't know about. And I think also one of the really cool things about Melee is that she is, I don't know how, like, the actual truth of this, but I'm going to say something anyway. Like, to my understanding, she's about the same age as Petra, maybe a little bit older, but she sounds so mature. She talks like she's lived a whole life. She acts like she's lived a whole life. She is much more aware of the world and everything than Petra, but that's what makes these two characters in particular so interesting in a conversation like this, because Melee's more of a realist, whereas Petra is such a pure, innocent, great and beautiful soul in a world where we have seen so much horror. Even think about episode 2, we saw Subaru killed several times in brutal ways. Beatrice, Patrash, like, we saw deaths in episode 2 that were just horrifying to see. And then we get a Breaktime short here with this beautiful, pure soul of Petra just speaking such beautiful words and putting that out there. And even Melee's like, you're too kind. So I think that's really cute, especially when Melee does say something like, you almost died because of me. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we literally see Melee murder the shit out of Petra at one point in one of the cycles, the loops that that Subaru reset? Didn't Petra literally get killed by Melee in one of the loops? Obviously that didn't happen in this timeline. It's still very interesting to keep in mind, you know, her saying something like this when we know something like that happened. It's always really interesting seeing stuff like that when Subaru is speaking with characters. It was really, really great. Like, it was a really good part of season 1 with Subaru's relationship growing stronger and stronger with Rem, for example. And yeah, Petra's so pure, so beautiful, and so, her soul is so special and precious, saying that she's going to be her conversation partner so that she doesn't have to plot evil things anymore. We also get the moment where Melee calls out the fact that Petra will not forgive Roswell. We know why she won't forgive Roswell. It's because he shows no remorse. You know, whereas Melee, you know, it seems like she's maybe a victim of circumstance, and even Petra can see that. Whereas Roswell, he just does things because he wants to, and he doesn't show any remorse for anything that has happened. So that's why Petra cannot forgive. And yeah, that little scene then when she asks for the handkerchief wrapped around her wrist as she goes in this adventure, this journey with Roswell, was absolutely adorable. And it's a nice little callback to her doing this for Subaru before he left as well. So yeah, I think I might be ready to move on to the next Breaktime short and see what we get in the third one. But this was a really, really sweet one. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, let's see if we are going to remain here in the mansion with Petra, Frederica, Roswell. Maybe we'll find out about the journey that Petra went on with Roswell. I hope that it was a bonding experience for them. I hope that they had some words where they maybe ironed out some of their differences, or at the very least had a conversation. I would love to see that, and I hope that we get to see that in these Breaktime shorts going forward. But let's see what we get in this third one Here we go. And in the third one, I see that we are starting with Julius and Anastasia, and that's going to be really nice to see because I want to see their interactions now that she has forgotten about him. Even though this might be echidna, but you know the point that I'm trying to make still. Let's see what we get. Here we go.
で一体大事な話って何なのよ。
ああ、実は
Actually,
アナスタシアさんが
oh, look at the hand. He hasn't put the glove on yet.
精霊に乗っ取られてんだけど
Oh, this is her finding out. Everyone is quite a handful, I suppose. It's
の
troublesome.
ゲートに問題があるのよ。ゲートの不備で魔法が全く使えない体。生まれながらそうした欠陥を抱える人間は少なからずいるかしら。
And that's
オ
Anna.
ズワルの真反対ってことか
魔法が使えないあの娘。魔法が使いすぎる
You can use far too
どっ
much.
ちがマシなのかベティには判断つかんかし
Yeah.
ら。判断つかないって何が？
Emilia, you're not allowed to hear
びっ
this.
くりした
驚かせちゃってごめんね。
Where are Emilia's arms? She looks like an Among Us character.
何かあった？
They didn't get to finish their conversation. Aww. And Betty's upset because he had to walk away.
山よりも高くて大幕府よりも深い理由があるのよ。その答えなんだかすごく素晴らみたい。
He's rubbing off on her.
そんなことないかしら。
I suppose.
ベアトリス？何も言わなくていいのよ。私、ベアトリスが心配してるほど物分かりが悪いわけじゃありません。
Aw.
エミリア。それじゃあ行きましょうか。
She can read the room. She's learned to read the room.
アナスタシアさんとちゃんと話したことないから不安なんでしょ？私もついていってあげるから仲良くしなくちゃ。全然分かっちゃ嫌がら
Didn't understand her, but it's still a very sweet thing.
あのね、ベアトリスがアナスタシアさんと仲良くしたいって。あら？ベアトリスったら小さな
Shrinking into herself.
緊張してるの？緊張？そんな言葉、ベティに最も縁遠い言葉なの。
Nervous?
この場でベティが気を張る理由なんて非常にもにゃんかちだ。
Suppose
めちゃめちゃ噛んでしもてるやないの。改めてベアトリスちゃん、仲良くしような。せっかくの
kindred souls.
だからムググなのよ。
So this little part here at the end with Anna saying to Beatrice, we're kindred souls after all, makes me realize I never once questioned why Betty never calls out Echidna. Like, and I guess we learn that. Like, it's a question I never thought of, but now I'm thinking about it and it's given me the answer already. So Betty finds out that Anna her body is being used, manipulated by an artificial spirit, but Betty doesn't know which artificial spirit, and if she was to hear the name Echidna, that might do something to Betty. Like, that might send her all kind of crazy. We don't know how she would react to that, and I think it's really, really interesting then that we get to see the conversation where Subaru actually discussed this with Betty, and he didn't have time to say which artificial spirit. He didn't have time to really talk too much because Emilia walked up on them. So that kind of explains that whole thing, why Betty doesn't know and why Subaru didn't tell Betty, right? Like, that makes sense. And I think it's really, really great writing that they gave me the answer as I was even thinking about the question. But, you know, it's also like funny to me because that's the sort of thing I would normally think of. I'd be like, well, why doesn't Betty ask about Echidna? Because obviously we know how important Echidna is to Betty. And even if this isn't the same Echidna, it's the fact that it's Echidna. And this might be more in line with the Echidna that Betty knows and Betty knew than the Echidna that was cold and didn't care about Betty at the tea party. Like, they're two very different personalities of Echidna, and the one that is residing within the fox scarf and within obviously Anastasia's body right now, it's maybe more in line with the echidna that Betty actually knows. So there might be something happens throughout season 4 here between Betty and Anna echidna that we haven't seen yet, but for now it's good to keep in mind and it's good to be aware of. Sadly, we didn't get what I said I wanted to see when we started this break time, where I said I wanted to see Julius and Anastasia conversing with one another. I wanted to see how they communicate with one another now that she's forgotten about him because the fact that he was her personal knight. I wanted to see how that relationship has developed and evolved, but we didn't get to see that here. But we did get to see something maybe better, because this is actually like setting up for something in the future between Betty and Echidna, perhaps, hopefully anyway. And whenever they're talking about this, Subaru and Betty, she says that this is a problem with her own gate, and it's pretty much the complete opposite of Roswaal, where Roswaal can use almost like an unlimited well of mana magic through his gate. Anastasia is born with a defect and she's not really able to use magic, so Echidna here is using magic through her body with a broken gate, and that is putting a huge like risk for Anastasia's life, I'm understanding, and it's dangerous, but we've been told that Anastasia gave permission for this to happen. She gave consent. So yeah, it's very interesting. And you know, Betty's comment of I don't know which is worse, Roswaal's issue or Anastasia's, like, yeah, it's very interesting because they're two complete different sides of the same spectrum, like, well, not the same spectrum, but of the spectrum. So it's just really, really interesting to have these two polar opposites, and we get to see the negatives for both. But with Roswaal, there are positives as well, where he can use magic, whereas Anastasia, I don't know if there are really any positives at all. So yeah, it's maybe better to be Roswaal. So it's just really funny then when Emilia walks up, and Subaru kind of takes that as an opportunity to go, leave, and help with luggage, and Betty is left with Emilia, who is doing I thought a good job of reading the room, you know, not pushing Betty to giving answers that she doesn't want to give. But Emilia reads into something that isn't a full truth, but at the same time, it's setting up for something maybe in the future where she notices that Betty is staring at Anastasia, and that's because of the conversation she was having with Subaru, and she thinks that Betty is just too shy and awkward and wants to be friends with Anastasia but doesn't want to make the first move. So Emilia, in her precious, adorable way, is like, I'll introduce you both, and brings Betty along. And it's just really funny seeing Betty being like, ah, at Subaru as he walks away. She didn't want to be left in this situation, and here she is. And of course, we get to see some of Subaru rubbing off on Betty here when Betty says something very Subaru-esque, but it's also kind of Garf-esque, even though well, not literally, but Garf would say something crazy like that as well, I feel like. And that's all entirely Garf. That's not Subaru rubbing off on Garf in any way. So yeah, I wonder if this Echidna, I know this Echidna has no memories of her coming to exist, but if she knows her name, Echidna, this artificial spirit, knows her name, does she have memories of her past? Some memories anyway. Does she know of Beatrice? Does she know of a relationship that she might have with Beatrice? So how much does she know? Like, what will she know? What will we learn? I think it's very interesting, and I really, really love and appreciate that this hopefully maybe sets up for something to come in the future. And yeah, this is not the most, you know, groundbreaking break time short, but for me it's a very, very memorable one, and one that I'm going to keep in mind going forward for what it could mean for the future of the series. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this one, so we're going to move on to the fourth break time short and see what we get in number 4. Here we go. With break time short number 4, it looks like we are getting Subaru and Ram. I wonder if they are in the carriage, if they are in the underground sand area. I wonder how we're going to pick up from this, like where this is going to show us. Let's see. I'm very interested to see content from the actual camp of Subaru, and see where we go from here. Almost a whole day. Okay, so this is him sleeping. What? What's wrong with Julius? Oh, because he uses spirits? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, okay, so it is. He's not trying to recruit you, but it can feel that way. It's just a little joke. I'm pranking you. It's because you don't know him. Everyone is quite a handful, I suppose. Part 2? Damn. Okay, so Ram woke up. Oh, yeah. Nope, she's all the way up top. She's been taken by a strange, crazy woman wearing nothing but a bikini. Yeah. She pushed herself. Beatrice is forming bonds and relationships with people. I mean, she's been forming a bond with Ram for years. Is your body okay? I hope so. Aww. Aww. Oh no! Oh no, they were spooning. No, Ram. Nobody will know. Don't try to stop me, that's so funny. This disgrace. There it is. You don't wake up soon, you're in for it, Subaru. That's really funny. That's really funny, and it's really, really cute. So yeah, we see that. Let me just find a frame of the spooning. So there we are. So yeah, this break time short was a nice one because we got to see everyone kind of reuniting. We got to see how Julius's divine protection of spirits works when he approaches someone like Betty, because this divine protection, he calls it the gathering of spirits, so it makes spirits automatically gravitate toward him. It's a natural thing, but Betty here, I don't know how it works on, because this seems to work on lesser spirits, and I don't know how it would work on like an artificial spirit, for example, like Betty, even if she wasn't contracted. But the fact that she is contracted, yeah, like she's with her ride or die right now with Subaru, and she obviously says, no, I'm not going to go along with you. So it's just a really funny scene, seeing her kind of like ribbing Julius here, and Julius takes it very serious, and Betty's just like, I can't make a joke with anyone around here, like what is going on? She's just such a mood. I really do love Betty, and I love seeing her come out of her shell more and more as these episodes go on, and as she starts to interact with more characters. So here we have everyone besides Rem and Petrash. They have been brought on ahead by Shaula, and here we have Anastasia, Julius, Betty, and Amelia outside the carriage with Ram and Subaru sleeping inside. And you know, shortly after the introduction of the episode, everyone's quite a handful, I suppose. Geez, I really flubbed that one up. We see Ram bursting out of the carriage, and she starts to learn about what happened. You know, she was exhausted, she slept, she feels better now, everyone's worried about her, even Betty was worried about her. It's just really sweet to see all these interactions with everyone saying they're glad that she's safe, as well as Ram saying she's glad to see Amelia safe and everything like that. She immediately questions about Rem, which I absolutely love and adore. I think it's so precious that despite the fact that Ram does not know who Rem is, she acknowledges, that's my sister, that's someone I care about, and I will do anything I can to protect her, which is crazy because she even puts her own life on the line for Subaru at the end of episode 3. And yeah, it's just so sweet and so adorable to see the way Ram really just thinks about her sister, even not knowing who she is, and the fact she immediately questions about Rem, and she's feeling at ease whenever she finds out she's somewhere safe. I think it's really sweet. Ram feels a bit disheartened that she was asleep for a while, but then she immediately feels enraged when she finds out that the entire time she was asleep in the carriage, Subaru had locked his arms around her and would not let go, which to me and to you watching is really sweet. It shows Subaru's caring nature, his protective nature, his love for his friends and people that he cares about, and he wants them to be safe. He wants them to feel safe, and that's what this act of wrapping his arms around Ram was about. He was encasing her, protecting her, after she protected him at the end of episode 3, but Ram does not see it that way. Ram sees this as Barasu overstepping the line, touching her, grabbing her where it was not warranted or consented to, and all she wants is for this to be something that Roswell does to her, not someone like Barasu. So yeah, she's pissed and she wants to go in there and kill Subaru, which is so funny. It's a great display of her character, who she is and everything. And yeah, I think it's really, really funny. I really do love Ram. I said earlier that Betty is a mood. Here we have Ram being a mood as well. I've been saying that Ram is a mood from like season 1, and we're getting to see that more and more. As always, the more that we are exposed to her, the more we get to spend time with her, and I do really love it. Yeah, she's been a real highlight for these Breaktime shorts, Ram. So keep the Ram content coming for sure, even if it's just her making steamed potatoes. This Breaktime short was a really, really cool one. I think what's craziest though is that the third Breaktime short followed up such a horrific episode with a sweet scene, like a sweet scene of like them before they headed out. So it's just crazy, sometimes jarring, how these Breaktime shorts are placed alongside episodes, and this one, being alongside the episode where we discover some truths of what is happening here. We meet Shaula, we get to discover the Great Library, the Orion constellation, everything like that. It's just really nice to see that the Breaktime shorts sometimes are a nice takeaway where they change up the pace, they change up the mood and everything, and become more lighthearted. Even though episode 4 wasn't like depressing or anything, it's still nice when these Breaktime shorts make you walk away from an episode with like a laugh or a smile on your face. I always appreciate it. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this one up now. I really enjoyed these Breaktime shorts, and I cannot wait to see what comes next from episode 5 onwards, and we're going to be checking those out alongside the episodes, like I said, probably releasing in separate videos, but I will be releasing Breaktime shorts, separate videos for each Breaktime short going forward, or at least I will try to. If I don't have the time to and I release maybe 2 Breaktime shorts together, you will know why. It's probably because I was busy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Leave a comment down below letting me know your favorite Breaktime short, anything I might have missed that's not spoiling anything to come, and of course hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when future uploads go live on the channel, and hit the share button to share this with someone who you think might enjoy reaction content to ReZero. We're going to be checking out episode 5 soon. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of what is coming in season 4 if you're checking that out right now. And yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.